In 2007, just a mere 12 years after O.J. was found not guilty of the murder of his ex-wife Nicole and her friend Ron, he came out with a book titled If I Did It, Confessions of the Killer. The book raised many questions such as, did him writing this book make him guilty? O.J. Simpson was found not guilty when clearly he should be in jail, and many cases around the world result in the wrong verdict, and we need to take the time to learn from these cases for the future. In this speech, I will talk about Simpson's actions and background of the case before the trial begins, the trial itself as well as evidence with the verdict, and the reasons as to why Simpson should be found guilty. This speech discusses a brutal murder in graphic detail and explores the entirety of this horrific display of our legal system. On the evening of June 12, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were stabbed to death. Many sources say Simpson was spotted outside the home leaving less than an hour after neighbors heard noises of thumping outside of the home. The limousine driver took Simpson to the airport for his flight to Chicago at a similar time. The police go to Simpson's home to inform him of Nicole's death, to find him not there, and while at his mansion, blood is found in Simpson's car as well as a bloody glove that matched another found at the scene. After more evidence is found in the home, Simpson returns to LA where he is immediately arrested. He is then brought to the station where he is charged with both murders. The murders of Nicole and Ron are directed at Simpson. Simpson flees in his Bronco and is fugitive for a 60-mile pursuit, after which he is thrown in jail without bail. Prosecution chooses not to pursue death penalty, but instead decides on life without parole, and Simpson pleads not guilty. Even with sufficient evidence, Simpson is found not guilty. During his trial, the jury is made aware of domestic violence history. Prosecution also makes the argument that this killing was done by Simpson because he was in a jealous rage. The trial included testimony by Denise Brown, and testimony laid out how Simpson had abusive nature toward Nicole. The rest of the trial consisted of opposing witnesses having to argue why they aren't racist in an effort to discredit that form of defense. There was multiple sufficient evidence given to the judge. The blood of victims were found on O.J. and on Simpson on items belonging to him. Blood-covered glove was used as a gotcha for why O.J. was innocent, but nothing we own is a perfect fit, which is evidence as to why. If this is good criteria, many innocent people will be convicted of a crime that they did not commit. Evidence of blood pertaining to the victim was also found on Simpson's socks, as well as the interior of his Bronco. The book provides a plethora of incriminating evidence and was only produced because of the shortage of money O.J. was experiencing after his trial. The incriminating evidence includes detailed descriptions of motive, scenes he personally experienced from the crime, and defense strategies for getting himself an innocent verdict. In today's speech, I've talked about O.J.'s actions and background of the case before the trial began, the trial itself, as well as the evidence and verdict, and why O.J. should have been found guilty. In light of all of the evidence, O.J. is clearly guilty, and the only reason why he was able to escape a guilty verdict was because he was a loved American superstar and the amount of wealth he possessed. Our legal system only seems to work for those who have an insane amount of wealth and targets those who are less fortunate.